Okay, boomer.
I'm younger than him.
Welcome to an episode of Eatbook Vlogs. My name is John.
And my name is Mandon, and today we are going to try Singapore's cheapest Unagi hitsumabushi.
I know Unagi, but what's hitsumabushi?
Hitsumabushi is you eat, you know already. Go.
Okay, so we're now here at Una.
Yes.
Right, and then we have in front of us hit what?
Hitsumabushi.
Hitsumabushi. Okay, I'm just gonna leave most of the Japanese names to Mandon because I'm gonna be destroying it if I try to.
I'm gonna butcher everything.
Yeah, but this is Singapore's cheapest
Yes.
hitsumabushi, which starts from 980 plus, right?
Usually unagi, right?
Yeah.
Even in Japan, right? It costs up to like $35 Sing.
But at least I can eat 3 portions.
You can eat like 4 portions even. Yeah, sometimes. So we've got a couple of their top dishes. We've got the unagi hitsumabushi.
Right.
It comes in single. It comes in double also. So obviously I got a single one lah, of course.
Because I fat, is this a fat joke? Is this where this is going? The moment we walk in, right, I can smell the
No, there's the charcoal grilled smoky taste.
Apparently, right, this is not just a normal unagi don.
Yeah.
There are like 3 steps. Step 1, right, will be to take out a portion of the unagi along with the rice and the nori, set it aside, and then just eat it on its own.
John there got something.
Don't steal my unagi!
John there got something. It tastes like a very moist layer of fat between the skin and the meat.
When I eat fish, right, I'm always very put off by the slimy texture of skin. But eating the fats of the eel skin is part of the unagi experience. And this one, right, make me want to take another bite. The flavor in it, right, really adds that little bit of moisture.
Right.
On top of that, I like that the eel meat, right, it's like firm. It doesn't become hoo-hoo, which I always complain about when I eat something, right, it becomes hoo-hoo.
There's a very buttery mouthfeel to it. It stays on your tongue for a while, and then it lingers there. Then you take the next bite again. Then it happens again.
I feel like I've been eating the wrong unagi for my whole life. Are you ready for the second bite? So first things first, portion a bit. Add the spring onion and wasabi, and then just eat it on its own. First things first, right? I realized that the smell has drastically changed. You know?
It's like you can smell the unagi, you can smell the spring onions, and then you can smell a very faint hint of wasabi, depending on how much you put inside.
Correct.
It's a very layered smell now. So over here, right, they have sancho pepper. They also have the togarashi and also unagi sauce. Like if you want more of that unagi flavor, you can add a bit more of the unagi sauce into your rice also.
Okay. I highly recommend that when you all come here, right, for the second step of your hitsumabushi, before you put it in your mouth, take a moment, smell it a bit. In goes the unagi sauce.
One pathetic sob story later.
Seems like after you pour, it's a little bit like jiangqing texture.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
Wait,
It's jiangqing because it is jiangqing. So I'm gonna do the honors of adding the unagi sauce.
I got a prank! So what Mandon did just now was that he took the soy sauce and treated it as unagi sauce and poured a significant amount into my rice.
All I can say is there's only one smart local here. That's all I can say. I feel that this second step of the hitsumabushi is a whole bowl of very strong flavors. Then the spring onion really takes center stage in this particular portion. It feels like the milder taste of the unagi and the rice, right, really serves to tone it down and cushion the other flavors. And I think this is one of the reasons why they gave us a small portion so that you don't like overkill.
I felt that the thing that holds this entire dish together is really the rice. The rice is the cushion for the sweetness, for the spiciness, for the kick of the wasabi. And it gives a very nice chewy texture on top of the softness of the unagi and also the crunchiness of the spring onion.
Yes. So we are the third portion of the hitsumabushi. So first things first, portion a bit. Add the spring onion and wasabi, plus your dashi soup.
So basically, dashi is a stock that's made from bonito fish, dried ones, and also dried kombu.
I feel that the second part was like kind of like a training for us to prepare for this last part. Because now we know how much we want to add.
You know the oiliness, the fattiness that we were talking about just now? This doesn't have it at all. The dashi holds everything together very nicely.
It really brings it all back together. And then it leaves you with a very warm feeling, right? As you're about to become full up from finishing up your unagi don. Hitsumabushi is best consumed in all 3 steps. Here in Una Una, they have other dishes as well, and then we shall try firstly the unagi tamago. Okay, yeah, we half. We half.
一人一半，感情不散。
Say that in Japanese.
Flavor of the unagi stays at your back. I think what this is good for, right, it's like an appetizer to your entire meal. So you get a hint of that unagi first, and then when you dive into the full meal itself, right, then you'll be able to get that full experience lah.
Yeah. Okay, next one. We have grilled squid. It's very nicely grilled and barbecued. You can really taste the... For the lack of a better word, it is like the firework here kind of taste, you know. This is another very good appetizer. It whets your appetite a lot more than a tamago lah. Let's move on to the next dish, which is arguably what I'm looking forward to in all the side dish.
Johnny Basic.
I basic. What you gonna do about it? I'm gonna take one piece of the aburi.
Okay.
I like that the inside, right, is truly nicely torched. And then the center is still that very recognizable salmon pink. If there's one thing that I like about aburi the most, right, is the little bit of chao ta taste that comes from it being torched.
Right.
Go for
I'll
it.
take the belly. There's this layer of oil right between the meat and the skin.
Okay.
It coats your tongue fully, along with the taste of the salmon. So you really get salmon for what it's worth.
Moving on! I'm just gonna cheekily pick up one of these ikura. Not bad, right?
Not bad. You know when I eat ikura, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of my tongue and my mouth, right? Playing in bubble wrap.
I've never put bubble wrap in my mouth, which I don't recommend anyone do because it's a choking hazard, okay? But you know what you can put in your mouth? Ikura. Visually, right, when I look at this, right, I like how thick the slices are. They really never scrape on it because usually when you eat sashimi, it's like half or 1/3 the thickness of this. For a fresh cut salmon like this, right, it will almost always break apart your mouth as you chew.
Right.
And leave these little globules of flavor in your entire mouth before you swallow. Like fish jelly, man.
Like until now, even after I finish my slice, right, the taste of salmon is still in my mouth.
It's so good. We have finally left Una Una. So during this time, whereby I feel like we walked from the restaurant until here, right, I had a little bit of a think. And then I realized that actually, right, this might actually be my favorite unagi experience in Singapore.
I was just thinking like how they pace everything else so nicely. You had the appetizers, you have this very nice starters, and then it melts you in slowly into the full flavor of the unagi with the step 2 of the whole hitsumabushi, and then round you off nicely with that warm, dashi feeling.
Yeah, and the good thing about it is that why it's my favorite, right, is that firstly, it is very value for money. I feel that it being the cheapest in Singapore, right, is already a huge draw for me. In a central location, Bugis. It is not extremely crowded, the setting is very comfortable. I feel that these whole 3 factors really make me feel like it is the place where I will think about, right, when I want to come back for unagi.
Correct.
Yeah. Take my word for it, man. Come here for the hitsumabushi, you don't need to eat anything else.
Correct.
It's just that good. And then just have a pleasant time. Bring a friend if you want. Consume it together and then just have a great time.
Arigatou gozaimasu for watching this episode of Eatbook Vlogs. If you like this video, you can watch more over there.
And don't forget to like, share and subscribe. This is the last video of 2019. Next time you see us, it'll be a new decade, it'll be a new year.
2020.
See you in 2020.
And then you can say hindsight 2020. Not funny, but
Cut.